Hello, my name is Phil, and today I have some gameplay for you from Pokemon Black on Nintendo DS. As part of my ongoing series about retro games, mostly focusing on games that were on the SNES. I know most of you are thinking, Pokemon Black, it isn't that old, and you're right, it's only been out for 2 years, 10 months, 26 days, 16 hours and 22 minutes. But I feel the game has a very retro vibe about it, very much to me evokes the spirit of the original games, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Red. It starts out with the usual line of intrusive questioning. Are you a boy? Are you a girl? What's your name? What's your PIN number? What's your mother's maiden name? For this particular run through, I opted to use my birth name as the username thingy wasn't long enough for my usual gamer tag. Anime Weedlord 420 Blaze, No Scope Quickscope Fusions 36069 XX large X X X. Sometimes it throws out in the end if the username's already taken, which sometimes it is because it's a very popular username. Anyway, Pokemon Black is set in the brand new region of Unova, which is modelled after New York City, although to my mind looks the teeny tiniest bit like Kanto. But that might just be my inner cynic. We've got a brand new crime syndicate, Team Plasma, who unlike previous games, we had Team Aqua, Team Magma trying to destroy the world, Team Galactic trying to destroy the universe. Team Plasma's back to good old just robbing people. Although I have to say, the P's on the fronts of their uniforms, P for Plasma, look suspiciously like an oar. Although I think that might just have been a design flaw, or maybe some bizarre carryover from the Japanese versions. The graphics are very reminiscent of Pokemon Leaf Green and Pokemon Fire Red. Kind of seems like a bit of a step back from the last couple of games, but these reduced graphics do allow for new gameplay features like triple battles, which are like double battles, except with another one, and rotation battles, where Pokemon fight it out 1v1, but you can swap the Pokemon out. Anyway, we see a Shizzard here, which is one of the brand new Pokemon. There's been a lot of controversy over the new Pokemon designs. Some people have been looking at them and saying, Nintendo's out of ideas, Nintendo can't make good Pokemon anymore, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, they're making completely unrealistic things like keys, which don't exist in real life, when they should make things that reflect the real world like candles and ghosts and plant-like dinosaurs. Although personally I like the design of some of the new Pokemon, but you know that's a subjective opinion. Like the brand new Shizzard here, who is very useful. He's a normal poison type who evolved into a steel poison type around level 7. I just gave my Shizzard a nickname which I felt reflected the design, my opinions on the design of the new Pokemon. If I was to use one word, you know, one adjective or noun to describe this Pokemon, it will be this. Sorry, I almost left out a couple of letters there. Don't want to give anyone the wrong impression. This game also features that creepy old guy who has an epileptic fit in the middle of the road and needs a cup of coffee to somehow cure it. In retrospect, it might have actually been diabetes and the sugar rush helped him get back off the ground. But you know, it's kind of nice seeing these throwbacks to the, like, because he was obviously, for those of you who are familiar with the series, there was an old man in Viridian City who also held you hostage like this. Actually, speaking of Viridian City, we see in this game we have the Viridian Forest here, but we can't get into it. And then down the road, a guy says this to you, despite the fact you can't get into, you get cut. Now, that's a pretty gaping plot hole to my mind, and it was pretty much the only flaw I could find with the game overall. Brock actually makes a return. There's a lot of sort of retro stuff going on there. But like overall, I think the game's very good. It got like a 40 out of 40 by Fatasu Weekly. I'm afraid I'd probably only give it a 37 out of 40. The reason being was the Viridian plot hole. I wasn't sure whether or not that was intentional. It might just been carryover. But to my mind, you should keep an eye on things like that. Actually, we're in around the point where I sort of stopped playing the game. I think you'll see why. Because I went into Mount Moon and I was like, do you remember the rock tunnel on Mount Moon and the Zubats? And you just wouldn't stop coming across them. And they just appeared out of nowhere, relentlessly, every time you moved. And you'd be walking along, and there would be a Zubat. and you'd be like, oh boy, it's Zubat again. And the first time you're kind of okay, because it's like, catch one that's in the Pokedex, or I can fight the next one for XP. And then they just won't stop coming, and they're there. And every time you take a step, they're there, and they're always using Supersonic. And your Pokemon's hitting itself in the face, while Zubat's just eating it. And you're there going, please Zubat, no, this isn't right, Zubat, leave me alone, you know? Oh, that's another Zubat.